Okay, so this is roughly where we left off. Let's talk about the WordPress dashboard first. Just a little tour. Your personal settings are up here. You can hover over this, edit my profile, and I think admin actually goes to like the same exact place. I don't know why they have two things there. You can change your email and password like you've probably already done. We can actually change the appearance of the dashboard. Let's go with red. That's kind of fun. Let's leave it at that. You can change your name, Pete. I'm going to do a nickname right here called Pete, and then I'm going to display it publicly as Pete, as in when someone reads a blog post, and if it shows who wrote the blog post, it won't say published by admin, it'll say published by Pete. I'm going to hit save right there. That's it. That's all you need to know really about this stuff. I'm going to explore some of this other stuff. All right, going down the side, it's important to note that yours might look different. You might have some different links in here depending on your plugin. So when I use Bluehost attached installed all these plugins automatically. I'm going to deactivate Opt-in Monster because I don't really want it right now, and I'm going to deactivate WP Forms Lite. Submit. So I deactivated those. I'll keep Bluehost and Jetpack. No, Jetpack. Yeah, I'll just keep those activated for now just because whatever. But you might not have these up here. So dashboard is your kind of home base. I don't need help. I don't know why that's there. Okay, and here's just like a bunch of widgets from different plugins I have. Like here's the Jetpack plugin is showing me this. You might not even see this. You could quick draft the blog post here if you really wanted to. Save draft. I don't know, this other stuff. Some activity. You don't need to, you won't spend any time right here. You'll spend all your time over here in the different stuff. So post, we've already seen. You can see all your blog posts by clicking on that. You can add new right here. You can add new right here. You can hover over each blog post and get some different options there. You can click view. I'm going to open it up in a new tab, and it'll show me that blog post right there. You can click edit, and that'll go to the edit page. You can also just click on the name of the blog post, and it'll bring up this guy, the blog post editor, which we've already seen. I'm going to go back. You can click quick edit and quickly edit just some of the categories, tags, allow comments, don't allow comments. Is it published? Is it draft? You can change the title and the slug, the URL slug. By the way, this is, where's my, there. This is like the URL slug, like back in here. It's on the back end of the URL. We'll talk about that in just a second. Anyways, so that's post pretty much. Categories, you can update, add new categories. You can change the descriptions. We'll talk about that later. You don't really need to do it right now. Tags, same thing. Media is where you will hold all of your audio files, your images, maybe even some videos you can upload. You can simply drag and drop. You can click add new, drag stuff up there, or select your files. I don't ever actually click this button because you can just add stuff directly in your post or your pages or whatever you're publishing. So you could add stuff directly to media library if you wanted. I don't really see why. Pages, same thing as post pretty much. Everything might look a little bit different. Actually, let's go here and see. Okay, there's no templates. Some WordPress themes will have different page templates, like a full size, one with a sidebar. They'll have different templates you can choose from. This particular theme does not, but that would appear like right here. Featured image, some settings right here. Yeah, that's it. Here's your text editor. Again, HTML. We already looked at this a little bit. You can add media here, or you could literally drop in images to your live editor. You can change the permalink right here. You can write in whatever you want. You can just say about. I just want it to be about. Hit OK. Hit update. And now it'll be different. Again, notice that Bluehost is not quite done setting up my domain name right now, which is why you see this temporary thing. It will be blogwire.co/whatever this is, about or whatever, but that's later. Let's skip ahead to settings and permalinks. You will have to update some of the stuff in settings, but it won't be like an ongoing basis with your blog. One thing you should change, though, is permalinks. This is, again, I'm going to go to my main blog because it's already set up and established. I'm going to click on some random post. doyouevenblog.com/blogger-burnout. So you could change this to have like a date in here, a category. You don't want any of that for SEO reasons, if nothing else. You just want the post name. So go in your permalink settings. It's down in here. Click post name, and you can see examples of what this would look like, right? And just hit save changes. Just please trust me, if you're a brand new blogger, just trust me that's the way it needs to be. Just do post name, you'll thank me later. So let's go back up here. Comments is where you can see, oh, this is a little WordPress commenter, I don't know, some weird automatically generated thing. When people comment on your blog post, you can see it here. You can unapprove, you can mark it as spam, you can reply from right here. Pretty handy. Appearance is where we'll come back to this in just a second. We're going to go over some of this stuff. Plugins. Plugins are what makes WordPress amazing. We're going to have a whole module dedicated to some free and very functional, useful plugins for your blog. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about it right now, but you should know you can add new right here, and it'll present just like a little search function. Really, really handy. We'll say I want Google Analytics, which I do, by the way. We'll set this up. Google Analytics, this is the one I always use. I would click install now, and then it'll ask me again to activate it, and I would activate it. That's it. You can also upload plugins if you download them elsewhere on the internet. Pretty handy. Users, you won't really have to worry about this right now, but this is you, and it should be only you. You can add other users to your website later on down the road if you need to for any reason. Tools, import, export. You can import blog content from an old blog if you had one, or somebody else's blog. We're not going to talk about that in this program because, quite frankly, you'll probably never use it. Anyways, settings. It's good to dive through these and look around. I wouldn't change a whole lot if you don't know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing yet, don't change a whole lot in here. You can update your email address maybe. Can you change like time formats, date formats? Yeah, it's just random stuff right here. Don't mess with anything else really. Writing, default blog post categories, default post formats. I don't think you'll be blogging via email. I don't know anybody that actually does that, but you can Google it if you want to learn more. Reading, we're going to talk about this in just a second. Your home page displays one of two things, a static post or your latest blog post. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. Discussion, media, permalinks, we've already kind of looked at. You can glance at this stuff, but you really don't need to change anything right now. You don't really need to dive into it very heavily right now. Okay, all that said, let's talk just a minute about themes. So if you go to Appearance, Themes, you'll see that WordPress has some default themes that's already included in here. It's already set us up with the 2017 default WordPress theme. It's pretty awesome. You can do a number of things with themes. For one, you can search in this little dashboard right here, click Add New Theme, and there will be a ton. All of these are free, but, this is important, a lot of these are not made by WordPress, for one thing. They're made by other companies. They're free, but they will try and limit the feature set to make you pay for like a pro version. Not all of them, but some of them. So just be on the lookout for that. Don't be surprised if you install one of these and it turns out some of the advanced customization stuff requires you to upgrade for like 30 or 40 or 100 bucks. I don't know. Just be on the lookout for that. There are tons of themes here. You can search. You can look for more minimal stuff, photography, architecture sites, journalism, just blogging, vlogging. I mean, all this sorts of stuff here. Just go wild. You can just Google free WordPress themes, and oh my God, you will be blown away by how many websites are dedicated to trying to get you to click. Look at all these people. 45 best WordPress, 15, 60, 50 best free responses. You can go dig through here if you really want to. There's a lot of great stuff, but just know that a bunch of these people are trying to sell you themes eventually. Just know that. I'm not saying you shouldn't go here and click and look at themes. Please do. I have two paid theme sites that I want to share with you. I use paid themes for a couple of reasons, and you can read that below. But StudioPress is absolutely amazing. Their themes are so clean, right out of the box, and they all run on a framework. They call it the Genesis framework. What that basically means is it's just a little bit easier to get fancy stuff on your website. Like, this is my theme right here. I'm going to go to the live demo. This looks like really fancy. There's like an image. There's like a little gray box underneath it, and some sideways text, and some more sideways links to our social profiles, and an email opt-in box, and just lots of like really pretty stuff. This is all done without any coding at all. That's what the Genesis framework does. It allows you to kind of create these in WordPress with like no coding stuff. But it's not free. It is paid. I love StudioPress. They're very affordable. This one cost me $50, I think. You pay $50 for Genesis framework, and you can use that on all of their themes. And I bought this one specifically because I liked it. Another one is Elma Studio. Again, you can read this in the module, but she is just her and her partner in crime, Elma Studio, Ellen, I believe is her name. She just designs WordPress themes. That's all they do. And they're really creative, funky, but also minimal at the same time. And best of all, there's like 20 or 30 themes. You get them all for $50. Like you pay $50, you get all of her themes, every single one of them. And they're like really cool, really pretty stuff. Anyways, go check those out. Once you choose a few themes, I would find like 3 or 4 or 5 and install them. Why am I over here? Let's go back. Okay, sorry. I would choose like 3 or 4 or 5 that you kind of like the way they look, just based on the demos, or clicking one of these and seeing like the details. It always looks weird when you click on it like this, but find like 3 to 5 that you like. I would suggest starting with something very minimal. Like all these right here, in my opinion, are way too complicated. This one actually looks less complicated. I would look for a bunch of white. Look for a bunch of white. I would actually just search minimal. The reason being is because you want to get up and running as quickly as possible. And the more you learn WordPress, you can come in here and do fancier stuff. But if you try and do fancy WordPress themes with like a bunch of weird pictures and widgets and like stuff like this right here. See these like 3 like little widgets on the home page? Those are not easy to just get up and running. Something like this, it may look simple right now, but it's so clean and you don't have to figure anything out. You just get in there and go. And you can upgrade once you learn a little bit more of what you're doing. Samurai blog, that looks pretty cool and minimal. Look for a bunch of white. This is a weird photograph. Sorry. Once you get some of those, install them. You can just click install from any of these. Let's just find one. Minimal 2017. This one looks kind of fun. Speedster. I like that. Let's go with that. It's installing. It'll say like activate. I'm going to go ahead and activate. And it's activated. So we can actually click up here to view it if we want. All right. We are in. Look at that. I like this. Okay, let's go into customizing really quick. I know this is a long video, but you can go customize right here, or if you're in your dashboard, appearance, customize. Actually, before we do that, let's create a menu. Menu. All right, so we have no menus. Here's one. Oh, it created one automatically. Look at that. And we can drag some of these in there. Let's say I want to put my first post on my menu bar. I'm going to click that. I'm going to click add to menu. It'll put it over there. Custom links. I want to link to Do You Even Blog. No. Well, I could. I'm not going to do it right now. And I could put like my other sites, whatever. I'm not going to do it. Categories. You can put categories under menu bar. You can drag and drop these if you want to move it around. If you want to do sub menu items, like I want home, when people hover over home, I want people to see about that pops up underneath it. You can kind of move it over, you see, and now it's like underneath that one. This one, oh, I have home on there twice. I'm going to remove that for now. So I'm going to click save menu or create menu. I'm going to name it actually. Let's go with top menu. I'm going to create it. Now we have a menu that we can customize, or we can see how the themes are going to look with menus. Let's see, manage locations. You could go ahead and do this right here. Primary location. See how it's not selected at the moment? Select it. Save changes. You can also do this in Customizer. So let's actually go do that right now. Let's go in the Customizer. I'm not going to worry about header or background or whatever this stuff is. I'm going to go with everything in the Customizer. It's the best way to like, oh, look here, design your blog. So you'll notice that the menu is there now, which is pretty cool. And you notice how the little arrows by home, when I click that, there's about people person. So it's a sub menu item right now. I just did that. You can edit this all in menus right here. So menus, top menu, and here it is. I'm going to like drag this back over there, and it'll update live. That's pretty cool. I love it. So under blog, under sample page, scoot that over there. You can also change what this says. Navigation label, I don't want to say about Pete McPherson, I just want to say about. There you go, that looks good. Sample page. Let's call it contacts. Yeah. Menu options, automatically add new top level pages. I wouldn't suggest doing that. Anyway, so now we got our menu kind of figured out. What else do we got in here? So first thing you should actually come in and change is the name of your website. Site identity. Obviously, my site is not named Welcome. It is called Blogwire. I don't even know what this is, but it's going to be called Blogwire. Tagline is going to be news, daily news from around the blogosphere. Like a news site, but for blogging news. Display title and tagline. I could actually not display it if I wanted to. Site icon, by the way, is what appears right up here in the browser. You see that little page sign? If you go to Do You Even Blog, you'll see something else pop up here. Oh, it's like a little blue square. It says blog. That's my site icon. You can go design those in something like Canva or Snappa or PowerPoint or whatever, Illustrator. Not going to worry about that right now. Logo. You can select a logo. You can make your own. Suggested image dimensions is really important. Each theme is going to be different, so you want to make sure you have the right dimensions. Else it'd be huge or way too small and you couldn't read it, or blurry or distorted. You want to make sure you're creating logos that are the right images, the right dimensions. Sorry. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I like the way this looks. We come back here. Colors, header text color, background color. You could. It's not weird. It's actually well, it's not weird. What if we just did a light gray? Like a super light gray. That's kind of cool. Let's leave it like that. That's fun. Yours might be different, again, depending on your theme. This is just this theme. You might even have more options on this customized menu depending on what theme you have. Just know that. They're all different, sadly. I wish they weren't. Header image. This is like a background image probably that would be where this white spot is. I don't know. We could try that. You could play around with that sort of stuff. I wouldn't worry about it. I like to keep things minimal myself. What else we got? Oops, sorry. Somebody calling me. Background image. That would be like a background on the entire blog. You could do that if you really wanted to. Menus. We're going to talk about widgets. Okay, this is important. Widgets. Widgets are things that you can put in your header, in your sidebars, and in your footers. Usually, for most themes. It looks like we only really have the sidebar right now. Our footer looks really minimal. Sometimes you can put widgets down here in the footer, in which case, widgets. Customizing widgets sidebar. So you would see a little option right here to add widgets to the sidebar or the footer or the header or wherever you can on your theme. We don't even have that right here because we only have a sidebar apparently. So, add widgets. You got a search widget, recent posts, recent comments, archives, categories, meta tags. Down in here, I'm actually going to remove most of this. If you click on the little drop-down buttons, you can do some stuff. You could, here are my categories. Categories, I just have uncategorized. Display as drop-down, so we could select category. Show post count. Let's do that. We have 3 posts uncategorized. Archives. I'm just going to remove this. You can play around with all sorts of different widgets, and we're going to add a new one here in a second. Recent comments. I'm just going to keep things really simple and minimal. Don't even really want the search function. Recent post, I'll leave that out there now. Here are my categories, and let's add a new one. Add a widget. So there are a ton of different stuff you can do depending on your theme. A lot of these are pretty basic. They come with WordPress, but your theme might actually have a few more options for you to do. Calendar, that's pretty cool. Let's do that. Add a calendar in here. That's pretty fun. I don't really know why, but what else we got? Some audio. Display an audio player. I have a podcast, so I might do that. A gallery, an image, a navigation menu. So I wanted to include the menu on my sidebar, or a different menu. You can have multiple menus. I would do that. You can see it showed up right there. That's pretty cool. What else we got? You can play around. Again, tag cloud, some arbitrary text, a video. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. Text. You could just write in some stuff. Thank you for joining my site. We'll be adding an email opt-in later on in this program to our sidebar. You can do that with a number, in a number of different ways. You can also edit the HTML, which we'll do later to add that. Add in links. I'm going to bold out thank you here, make it bold. Thank you for joining my site. And that's it. Now, it's important to note, two things you can do. You can just, well, three things actually. You can press X and close out of this without changing anything. You can hit publish just to save and publish this to the world. Or you can actually publish it later. You can actually save these design changes that you made as a draft and publish it out later. Or you could schedule it out. Like, I want these to go live at such and such date. And you can share a preview link with anybody if you wanted to. I don't really care, so I'm just going to publish. And there we go. I'm going to press the X. This will take me back to my dashboard. And I'm going to hit the BlogWire thing up here. And here is my site. I can click around. I'm going to go to my About page. I like to blog a lot. Even blog is my main site. And it almost doesn't even look like a link. That's the theme's fault. Yours would probably look different if you did this. Blog, etc. Contacts. All right, one more thing I forgot. This is good. Let's go to Customize. Homepage Settings. Homepage Settings. Where is it? Here we go. Homepage Settings. Okay. Where's my homepage? Here. Okay. Right now, I have a blog roll. My homepage displays your latest post. We call this the blog roll. This is the list of all the blogs that you've posted, and they're right here on the homepage at blogwire.co. You could make a static page your homepage. And remember when we created home and blog earlier? That's what we were doing this for. So I can do home. I'm going to make home my homepage, and my post page I'm going to do blog. And I'm going to publish. And so you'll also notice that some other stuff popped up right here. And that is because I believe our page was blank. So let's go to pages, find home. That's my front page. I would say, welcome. Sign up for my newsletter below. And let's make that in the center. Let's make it a big H2 tag. I love you. Smiley face. We'll put that in the center too. And hit update. And we'll see if that carries forward. It may not. It may be a theme sort of thing as well. No, it worked. So, again, my temporary domain's annoying me. But blogwire.co, this would be my homepage. Welcome, sign up for my newsletter below. I love you. Smiley face. And there's my sidebar widgets that I put in there. Some dates. I don't really know what that's about. My menu. Some arbitrary text that I put in. And if I click blog now, you remember that I changed that page? Now it shows all my blog posts. It was a static page before, like it was blank, remember? Now, since we switched it, I click blog and you see up here, my domain name /blog leads to my blog roll, where I see all my blog posts now. I can click on this one, and there's a post. And here's a comment, and I can post my own comment right here. That's pretty much it. Now, the bad news is it's going to be completely different for you, depending on what theme you have. Each theme is different, but you can pretty much access everything through Customize. Some themes might have an additional little menu item right here under Appearance that says if your theme was named Special One, it might say Special One Theme Options or Special One Options, and it might have some additional customization stuff you can do for colors and fonts or whatever. It depends on your theme. That's the bad news. The good news is it's all right here. It'll be either under a different thing or it'll be under Appearance Customized. You can change your widgets. You can mess around with your menus. You can change the colors, your site title, your tagline, all the really basic stuff. That's pretty much all you need to know for right now. And honestly, my blog is up and running. Like, I would now just start producing content. I would go to pages. I would update, like, my homepage. It actually put something there, like a little story, and I would tell people where to click first if they want to read about me or read about my blog post or what my site's about. I would update my About page with a little story and intro, my bio about me. I would come into post, and I would delete these, by the way. I would just put them in the trash. I click trash, and gone. Boom. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We changed our permalinks and settings. We have some plugins. We'll go over that in a different module. We changed around some of the appearance. Why do I keep saying that? Appearance We added some pages, we added some posts, we could do some media. That's pretty much it. We'll see you guys in the next module. The bad news is, it's going to be different for you because you have a different thing. Sorry, that's just the way it works. We'll see you next.